that down a little bit. So, I just noticed a weird random thing that I'm gonna fix real fast. It's the dumbest thing. Oh, that's gonna be loud. Mute. My Twitch channel is incorrect. It says that I own over 1,700 physical games. Actually, that is correct, but I own over 1,800 now. It got worse. Got so much worse. I don't know why Tess talks to me. I don't understand it. She married poorly. I don't think she's in here yet to hear that. How do I change my about? I don't even know. I guess I don't need to bother with that right now. I just, like, it caught my attention. Ah, there it is. I found it right away. Okay, cool. Boop. Over 1,800 physical games, because 1,700 is just clearly not enough. Alright. So, I've wanted to play this game for a really long time. What Remains of Edith Finch. I checked out once at E3. And I actually met the developer at the time. This was years ago. So, I don't remember their name or how it all came about. I don't even remember which because I've been to like 5 of them, so I don't even know which E3 I was at. It was at the PlayStation booth, and the game caught my attention right away. Like, it was really interesting looking. It's just like a walking sim, kinda. But I don't know how to explain it, what I saw. But I was compelled. I sat down, I started messing with it, and I turned into a fish and a bird, and like the game got really weird. And I thought I was just going to check out this really neat house, which I'm into because of like Howl's Moving Castle and Professor Layton in the Curious Village. Really neat, obscure houses, Dracula's Castle from any Castlevania game. Like, those always catch my attention, and as you can see from the little icon right here, it's got the neat little house. So I'm gonna boot this game up and we're gonna get going. Yeah, see? Neat house. Neat house. Alright. Scooch up because I can play on the controllers. It is so hot upstairs in my house. Like, I don't know why I insist on streaming ever. So this one, I don't think I've ever seen a physical copy of it exist. So I only own it digitally. It happens. I can't control every game in physical. I feel like I was on a boat at some point, too. Okay, I can immediately, like, look around. Ooh. All I can do is look around, because my left analog stick's also a look. I feel like I can zoom. Oh. Okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Yeah, so this was the part I played in the demo. The demo was extensive. Like, I got to play a chunk of the game, but it was years ago now. So I only remember
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Just love that house. It's so crazy and weird. Orca's Island is that?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Clearly we didn't.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The weird woodland path or the upwards path? What do you take here? Oh, it looks like I'm taking that.
I wouldn't have driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh, I can still go this way. Oh. Hi, dear. Yeah, sorry.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Look at this
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Like, look at that fake dragon in the... I don't think I saw that. Missing Milton Finch. Brother? Family? I mean, family member, right? Alright. Frogs.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, but I still wanted to check it out. Okay, so Launch, you think this game is dope. So this is not a game I would have expected you to have played, in all honesty. So that's kind of cool to hear. Am I gonna try to crawl in through there? I guess I am.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Fair. I don't know if she's like me, but I got fat by 17.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
I love the way it does the dialogue.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
So So Lewis Finch was the brother. I don't know who Milton is yet. I just saw that one sign.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Heh.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
It's a lot of cookbooks. If I own that many cookbooks, I'd still just make like grilled cheese. I'm not.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
It's morbid. This is all super gross too.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
It's a weird window into a garage.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It what now? That was a cool way to vanish that dialogue. I'm just looking at all these books. I love when you see something, so if you ever look at books in a video game, you'll notice duplicates. So Cosmic Cuisine I saw over on in the kitchen, and then the Aleph, which is right there and right down there, and Labyrinth is right next to it. You see a lot of weird duplicates. And in a lot of games, I wonder if it's just an easy coding thing. In others like this, it might actually be part of some weird puzzle. I don't know.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Barbara was the director of a Bigfoot movie? My Friend Bigfoot.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay, nothing. That's the kitchen where I came from. Oh, there's so many books. I wouldn't want to come up with a name for all these books either.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Another brother, okay. Edie's great-grandmother.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
What is this door? It's foamed shut with like a lock on it. Oh, what the shit just happened? My PlayStation just crashed randomly? Why? No, it was my video card, I think. My video card freaked out. Cool, that was quick, at least. Well, I guess I'm going upstairs. That seems to be the obvious choice.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Wait, what? Peepholes into bedrooms.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I like how the trees are coming through. So they're reverse peepholes? Was that one downstairs that I could look through? I want to go look.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
This is a cool room.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay, I'm going to go explore. That's obviously where I need to go. So I'm going to go explore a few other places before I come back to that. Because I want to see these other rooms.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
That's a cool wine storage. Sven and Edie.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Gregory only lived for a year? Or lived here for a year? Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Calvin and Sam.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Alright, we're going forward. This house is insane. I love it. Is that the sunken house? The original? That the bricks from the fireplace came from?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This is Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Well, that's awesome.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
This is really weird.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
My Halloween candy was all gone. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Yeah.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Pretty sure those are poisonous and terrible for you, right? Thankfully, there's nothing in the bathroom else that I have to eat.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
I lost the bird. Come on, get 8, bird.
I jumped and I almost got her.
So the house isn't fully built yet, because this was in 1940 something.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. His face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up,
weird.
And I didn't chew one
Yeah,
bit.
they're really poisonous? Yeah, I thought they were.
Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
What? It's so weird.
Suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
I was like, where's the blood seal? Oh, I
I
missed.
grabbed on
Oh.
tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Now I'm a weird tentacle monster?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly with rusty, belly with
hungry. And across the water I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
So I feel like this is the end of what I played at the E3 demo. Because I think at this point I'd been here for a while, and I started feeling like I was kind of hogging the demo. I might have made it past this part. I think I might have finished the monster. I don't remember for sure.
I got closer and closer.
Yeah, I definitely didn't finish this. I don't remember being a monster and crawling
All of my
under.
stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Maybe this is where I finished it? Yeah. And this was some trippy shit.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay, I'm gonna look at this for a second. Yeah, so that's it. Whatever I did play in the demo, I remember getting to be a monster at least. I'm beyond what I have played previously. So, and when that happened, that was a very long time ago.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Okay, I just heard a cat. I'm not crazy? It's out there in the... Yeah.
This will be obvious
property's
later,
crazy.
but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Lurpy. Purpley. Is his name Rich? I can't crouch to see it. Rob. Zerpy. These names are great. I like that you got pictures and Bob, Burpy, Zerpy, Derpy. Great names.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Her room was like a museum. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
So many kids.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
I didn't know he died to that. That makes me feel a little bad. I was checking out that dragon slide. It looked cool.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Alright, I'm gonna go. See, I feel like that's the progression. I always want to explore before I progress.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Nope, this has a...
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Huh. No. Ah, it's gonna take me forward. Damn it! Alright, hold on.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished.
Fuck. I
He
did
never
the thing
put
I
it
didn't
down.
want to do. Okay, at least let me backtrack. I want to go... Is that a wine bottle next to the... Yeah, it is. Alright, I want to go check out that viewfinder. Oh, I missed that
Edie
too.
gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
And that's where we got...
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
That's how we got the bricks from the bottom of the ocean. Alright, yeah, I definitely want to try to complete that book. Because that now feels like a thing I want to do. Okay. Oh, thanks. More Milton drawings. Whose room is this? Calvin and Sam's. Ah.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
that's a cool secret passage. I want it. I want it in my house. Alright, I'm gonna go... I'm good at exploring, but I sometimes progress in a way
I
I'm
guess
not
my
trying
grandpa
to.
didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
I gotta use
My
both
brother
analog
said he'd
sticks
die
to
before
swing.
he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
That's fair. Fort Sam.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Huh. More Milton stuff.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
How many years was Barbara here? I forgot that one. Barb Street. 1984 to 1960. No, it can't be 1990. 1944 to 1960.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, all child stars, right? Old rotted cake.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
This is totally like Tales from the Dark Side creep
Child
show.
star, Barbara was famous for her
Where's the
scream.
Crypt Keeper? What's that?
Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Tales from the Crypt?
Unfortunately,
Was Crypt Keeper
the
Tales from the
scream
Crypt?
hadn't aged well.
That sounds right. This like
Getting
comic book
better.
intro reminds me of Creep
I
Show.
think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have
How
been
you doing,
terrorizing
Kaz?
Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding
I didn't do
until
that.
finally
Okay.
the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Ah.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara
That's how I
went to look
progressed
for him,
that.
right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
It's switching to cell shading graphics, and the way this game is progressing is just super cool.
She found Rick's
Oh.
crutch and imagined the worst.
How'd your interview go? I hope it went well. Just nervous about it?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Eh.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Like, I still have the crutch. I don't remember which one's Walter's room.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. Enraged was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
I forgot how I...
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Where is Walter? I don't even know.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
So this is the Halloween music, right? I'm not crazy. Is that what it is?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
It's got to be the exact music. Like,
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
what a weird... This game is so crazy.
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Huh. I'll say of all...
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I definitely didn't see that going that way at all. I was curious if the crutch was still in here. In Barb's room. I don't see it.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yes, that's where I'm going, is the music box. Thanks, game. it honestly, like, I'm giving it crap, but it's a... Oh, and that's why that's all broken.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
So what happened to her really happened? So, I wonder if I could have figured this out earlier in the game. What are we doing this weekend? I don't know. I don't know if we have any... Oh, I have the pre-release. I'm busy all weekend. Like, I was gonna say, we don't have any set plans, but... Yeah, no. What day do you mean? Well, actually, no, I'm busy Saturday and Sunday evenings, too, so... You know, I will be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. Well, I will ask Tess about tomorrow night. It's the end of our vacation, so I kind of think we're just going to chill at home, not make any real plans. My mom wants to do a dinner for our anniversary tonight, so tomorrow's like our only day we just have nothing going on. I kind of want that, especially because I'll be busy pre-release weekend and tired. But you're right, we haven't done anything in a bit. We really need to. Well, 2 weeks. If we did it in 2 weeks, that would be the, 30th? I think I have the 31st and the 1st off for Kyle's thing. So, that would actually probably work really well for me, too. Because then I don't even have to worry about being up the next morning. Okay. Now I gotta find more people for my book. I always wanted a basement pool table. My aunt and uncle have one. And they have this type of, it's just that old house that has this type of sink downstairs and all that. And a weird part of me is nostalgic for it. So I wish I had a house like that with a workspace downstairs like this.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
It's the dragon he was working on. Sorry, that's how you went, Sven.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once. carrying packages.
Well, I don't have space in my basement for a pool table unless I get rid of, like, my video games, and I'm not going to do that.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What? Super secret. How did the generator get going? Is opening that?
I
start?
remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Huh. Walter made his own little escape. He was 50 though. He lasted down here a while.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
I didn't see what the calendar said before.
Even a monster on
76.
the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005. Okay, so
stopped.
there was no shaking.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Huh.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
What was the shaking though? See, I'm so curious. Oh yeah. Tested a thing yesterday, Kez. Made
I
me
know
wake
it's
up
out
super
there
early for it.
somewhere.
Alvin knows.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Whatever killed them. Well, was that like a trash pit? Guess I never even thought about what you'd need if you lived in a place like this. But you do need a compost garbage pit of some sort.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh. Well, I get what happened to Walter.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Huh. So that roar he kept hearing was probably trains going by.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Fair.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Well, it's all
Maybe we
overgrown
believed
now.
so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh, it's way beyond gone. That red light out there, that's my house. The old house. Huh. Keep exploring.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
This is so weird.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I assume I can't go out in the water towards that thing. No, okay. I want to go up there. I haven't gone up to the 3rd floor plus yet either. This house is weird.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I'm just exploring around. Because I want to fill my book with all the stories of the people. I'm gonna miss like one person's story somewhere and be real mad. I can somehow get out there, that's how I get Odin's story, I bet. That's my guess. Or maybe I don't get out there, I go to his grave. That would make sense too.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Here's Calvin's swing.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Odin died on his way here. But yeah, you're not wrong.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Christopher the goldfish. He lasted 5 years? That's impressive for a goldfish, isn't it?
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Okay, so F-I-N-C-H. So UKDETV are our newsletters. That. Just curious if that's.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
This game's really engaging me.
She could see it poking out of the
Constantly.
water at low tide.
Constantly curious. Yeah, let's aim for the 30th, you two. If that works. Works for me. Should, unless I get screwed over at work or something.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Oh, there's a different way back down.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Who is Sanjay? See, I saw his name. I think it's a male name.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
I had a feeling. Because the book was written to someone. I had a feeling that was why. Child.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the... Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Yes, Kez, I did play Gone Home.
I'm
I
just
liked
saying,
it quite a bit.
I'm
I was
not always
actually
gonna
telling
be here,
Tess she
Dawn.
should play it at one point.
You'll need to remember this stuff.
This does remind
if
me
you
of
wanna
that
survive.
in some regard.
I'll be fine, Dad.
If you liked Gone
You know
Home,
who
I
else
think
thought
you
he
would
was gonna
like
be
this
fine?
too.
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Just taking random pictures of...
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh. So that's how Sam goes. Yeah, versus Gone Home.
Of
I
all
mean,
these stories,
hopefully I'm
that's
not
the one I
spoiling
wish
too much
most
with it
that my mom had told
as I'm
me.
playing it. I mean, obviously I'm spoiling stuff because I'm playing it. But like, yeah, very different type of story from Gone Home. This is more fantastical.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I guess let's explore in this room really quick before I try to go out that way.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Kitty cat attacking that squirrel. It's weird you didn't close the door behind you. It bothers me. Silly game.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
So your mom is, I feel like, is probably Dawn. Maybe. That's sort of my guess. Gregory only lasted a year.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
I need to replay, not replay, I need to play
I think
some
you
more
saw
No Man's
things
Sky.
the rest of us don't.
Watching over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Get it! Yeah!
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy.
Come on, get the D, get the... Oh, it was an O. Ah. I'm sure I've missed some trophies then if I just barely got one. for that. Oh.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel her slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
This music is really fucked up for what's happening right now.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Okay, so I don't know who. Dawn was the daughter of Sam. Kay was his wife. Yeah, I know No Man's Sky is a lot better now, and I do want to play it some more. But I don't know. I think it's just talking myself into playing it. You know, I looked down earlier and I thought she had a bit of a belly. I didn't realize 22 weeks pregnant. It makes sense.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
So is her mom...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
So Gus had a weird
She never
death.
talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Yeah, so Dawn is my mom, okay. So I'm guessing Sanjay is my dad from the way this sort of works. I hadn't really looked at that tree much. Huh.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
That's where these all blew from.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
This is where all the weird extensions came from, was my siblings.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Louis rules. Edith took extensive notes. Homeschool
But
all
it
the
didn't
way.
last.
People probably should know how that works. Anyway.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
There's some sneaky way in, I bet. That's not very sneaky. I thought it'd be sneakier. Milton's paintings remind me of Unfinished One. Just the black on white like that.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Is that door for real?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So that's 13 years, because she's 17 now, I think?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
It's just a painting. You can't get out through the door.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I love... This game is designed really well. This is like the 3rd time where I've come back a way I had already been, and I see that staircase off to the side, or I see the other path. The game constantly is like, here, you want to go this way now.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
Leo has marijuana. I love his room. It's all neon. I'm not a fan of purple and teal at all. Okay, so that goes to... I think that his house is like, or his portion of the house is about... Oh, yeah, that does not go up more.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah, potheads always smell.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
A Wonderland Turbo with PlayStation memory cards and a PlayStation Super Nintendo controller. It's very similar to a PS1. Anyway.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Copper!
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
This is so weird having to play both of these things at the same time.
New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
For sinister serpents, yeah.
Sinister serpents.
She's a fighter queen.
He followed the sound of her
silver harp. Sure, why not?
Silver harp.
I bet one of the trophies is for hitting all those snakes.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
I like how it's slowly growing over, like...
He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
This is trippy.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, I didn't grab that fish. That's a totally a DS. That's a 3D, 3DS, 2DS. That's a DSi. I think had those buttons.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Did he kill himself in the cannery? Is that...
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Can you imagine disappearing so far into your imagination?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Molly, hey!
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
No!
His head.
Yeah.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's fucked up. So much of this is, I'm gonna say things like that.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So Dawn and Edie are the two I'm still missing. Escaping so far into your imagination.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
I like how very, very little this portion of the house is up to code of any sort.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
bet Edie didn't leave. You knew she wouldn't leave.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. Okay. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, I'm going to the house.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
I want to know the rest of that story, son of a bitch!
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
So where's Edie? I don't know where Milton is. I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened to John.
After that, we moved around a lot.
What happened? What happened to...
We both tried to make the best of it.
I still do this.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Holy shit. I want to go know which ones I didn't get. I didn't finish the book. I don't think I found Dawn or Edie. I didn't think I ever drew those ones. I'm curious where I missed them. This is a cool way to do the credits, too. So, the little bit of the game I had played, Alright, I hope someone, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna figure out if my clips work anyway. I might have clipped it too late too. So, that was the Unlockables director, and it said, "Thanks, Johan," when you saw his name pop up on the screen. That is the way to give yourself a trophy of your own making. I'll give that dude some credit. That was clever. That was really good. Okay, so, when I first played this game in E3, what I was trying to say is... it seemed really weird, right? Like, I turned into a monster, I'm this little girl, it turns into a cat, then a shark, then an owl, then or whatever the order was. So I thought the game was going to be different. Owl, duck, all those. I thought it was going to be, how do I mean different? Weird, more surreal. And the game instead, I think, does a really good job of like you dive into these stories, and so the story itself is very visual and is surreal, but what's actually happening isn't. It's more sad and depressing, frankly, as everyone died. But really interesting, like all the people who wrote down what they were going through, they all wrote down like their own deaths. And I guess Edith at the end wrote down her own too. I'd have to really think back on all of them. I like that little enjoy and thank you right there on the side. That was just really great. It was really weird and really great. Yeah, see, I didn't see Edie or Dawn drawn. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. So is this one the Edie and Dawn? Is that just the ending? Was that... Hold on. I'm gonna go look at trophies, because I, of course, have to look at trophies. Because I missed something. I missed... Ah, damn it. What'd I miss? Take both paths to the house. Catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. I fucked that up. Oh, I did eat him right away. Okay. I didn't even think of hitting the balls in the pool table. Play Calvin's story again. Well, I could go knock out all those to at least get all the trophies done. Which I definitely think I'm gonna do, yeah. Alright. So, I'll give some thoughts on the game real fast. Let's, I actually am gonna have to get ready for my dinner soon, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to really lurk and play something else. So, okay. That game was just real. It was emotional, it was weird. It was a really good example of the type of game I want to play. It took me 2 hours. It's not very long. But that was such a compelling story. The way that whole house came together, and I don't know. Yeah, they got me good. I feel alright, odd about that game. So I don't know what I'm gonna play next. I'm gonna do a quick raid for It's Crazy T. I haven't raided her in a while. It's been a bit for sure. I was playing a very weird game. She's playing a much more normal game. She's playing some Breath of the Wild. But yeah, gotta pass over some love. So always host. That's the motto, right? But yeah, I'm gonna end it. So anyway, my thoughts. I really enjoyed the game. I thought the storyline was presented in a crazy, interesting manner from the way everybody's story just took place. Calvin, you're just on a swing set, right? But Molly, you changing all these animals. Greg, you're in the bathroom. I mean, like in the bathtub. Sam's was taking photos. Walter was like little things, but they're just all so interesting and fascinating the way it unraveled. I'll go knock out getting all those trophies done for fun. Maybe soon. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for hanging out. And I'll post this on YouTube in just a little bit because I love posting my playthroughs on YouTube. So anyway, have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go get ready for dinner, I guess. And I will be rating It's Crazy T playing Breath of the Wild.